Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog, nice. Coming at you with another daily news update. It's been quite a while since I did an update. We've definitely been checking in terms of the Articulated Comic Book Art podcast. Don't forget, we're live every Friday night at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, congratulations to the big three October winners. October this year was very, very entertaining and fun. I promise you, World Championship Tournament, photo combat, summer shots, everything is coming back. I promise you. But mainly I want to tap in right now to talk Marvel Legends. You know that the big three were present on December 6th for the last Hasbro live stream of 2024. But before we get into that, just a few updates. I think I did mention that I got Giant Man. I actually have him like posed on the table to take some pictures on this particular set where I shot She-Hulk. Finally got her in some shots. I've been building my tracksuit mafia army. I'm sure a lot of you know that these have been popping up at Ross for a very cheap, maybe like $10 a pop. In the background there, you can see I got a couple wall XD pieces. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy with the modular nature of these and how you can build up full buildings and corners and this and that. I've yet to really fully explore them. I haven't even fully unpacked my entire set, but looking forward to really digging in with that and creating some really in-depth cityscapes. I did get around to opening the Punisher and Bushwhacker 2-pack. Pretty late to the party on this, but I did show them off a bit on Instagram. I love this figure. This figure is really nice. A lot of kit bash possibilities and potential with past Punisher figures. You guys know that the Ramen toys sort of like, I'm not sure what they call in the van, but obviously it can double as a Punisher van. It'll come in black. It'll be an armored version and come in white. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on the kind of plain black version. I'll have it double as a Punisher van, but also just like a goon van. But yeah, this Punisher might be one of my top figures of 2024 in terms of Marvel Legends for sure. On the 26th of November, we saw writer Dan Slott reveal the Marvel Legends Spider-Boy figure. Not a lot of details, just pretty much this one shot. A lot of people were not feeling that great about the fact that this wasn't really a new buck. But like I always say, having a figure that is a first-time character in the life of the line is usually still a pickup for me. Maybe about a week later, 4 days before the last live stream of 2024, during Brazil's CCXP 2024, that's like their Comic-Con, there were two more reveals from Marvel Legends. We got the AOA Gambit finally. I'm hoping that we can round out some of the Lieutenants of Apocalypse and finish that out. I'll double back to that shortly. And then they also showed off the female Electro, Francine Fry, which I talked about years ago and said, it might be cool if they actually did a female version of Electro at some point. So obviously we knew that these things would be part of some type of wave or some assortment. And when the live stream went live on the 6th, we found out exactly where all of these figures would place. They kicked things off with a recap of those figures that they had already shown off. And then they told us about the first sort of retro carded Spider-Man wave of 2025. Another first timer in the life of the Marvel Legends line. We're going to be getting a Spider-Man Unlimited figure. Shout out to my man Michael Wisman. He was one of the first to point out that it's not 100% accurate. There's a lot of blacks missing. Not a lot of blacks, but a lot of black in the costume, or a lot of black highlights that should be on the costume here, on the figure here. The figure looks decent. It looks good, but I personally don't really care about Spider-Man Unlimited. And considering that this is a retro carded wave and not a Build-A-Figure wave, I will probably pass up on this guy. Maybe I'll just cop it, keep it carded, and hold it for trade bait. But then they showed off something that I am interested in. Another first timer in the life of the Marvel Legends line, Kane. So this looks very good. Obviously, you can upgrade this guy with soft goods, tattered cloak, cape with some bendy wire. I think that would really take this to the next level, but this is definitely one that I will cop. Then, sort of surprising, but not really surprising, we knew we were long overdue for an updated Agent Venom figure, especially considering the fanfare around the Revoltech version. I've been seeing a lot of great photos, a lot of great posing with that figure, and it's been a very long time since we had an updated Agent Venom. I'm happy with the look of this guy. I think it should have been more accessories, though. I do like the unmasked head sculpt. We do have an opportunity to do quite a bit of kit bashing with prior releases and different tendrils and different things, but I do wish this guy was a little more articulated. Doesn't look like there may be butterfly joints on this guy. And again, considering how articulated and how nice the Revoltech version is, you would think Legends would try to add something for that extra oomph. Still, this one is a must cop for me as well. Then we knew this was coming. They've been doing a pretty good job of rounding out the villains, Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery from the animated series, and we got the teaser not too long ago for the animated series Chameleon. This guy looks great, looks spot on to the cartoon. And again, I've been picking and choosing with some of the animated series stuff, but you always got to get the villains. So with the prior reveals of Spider-Boy and Francine Fry Electro, these four that were revealed for the first time on a live stream will make up the 6 in this assortment. And the pre-orders for this set are actually going to go live on the 12th, which is Thursday this week, because I'm pretty sure Friday is Friday the 13th. Then they continued on with the hits here, a Target exclusive Safari Suit Professor X. Before they actually showed this guy off, they did show Kazar and the Zabu Build-A-Figure. You know, I told you guys some time ago that there was a very high chance that we were going to get a Savage Land 3-pack soon, dragging us along. But I guess this Professor X figure won't be part of any Savage Land 3-pack, being that he'll be a Target exclusive. But we knew this was coming for quite some time once we saw the West Coast Avengers pack with basically the same buck, this same sort of setup. In terms of the jumpsuit on Hank Pym, we knew that they were going to repurpose that and give us Professor X. We got quite a few different head sculpts for Professor X as of now. The Cerebro helmet for this guy is updated. I actually just recently got the Jim Lee sort of Shi'ar armored up Professor X. You know, that additional head sculpt that came with that figure is a smiling head sculpt. So again, you got a lot of different opportunities to do things with your Professor X figures. But yeah, just patiently waiting for them to actually reveal Shauna and complete that trio. Then they continued on with another store exclusive, the TV series 77 Spider-Man here. So a lot of people said this had a sweet spot in their hearts, something near and dear to a lot of people. You know, I'm not over the moon about this, but this might be one that I just cop just to keep around again, maybe for some trade bait. This is a Walmart exclusive. I don't know if I said that. I mean, I said it was a store exclusive. Then making their rounds, this will be an Amazon exclusive. Finally, an updated Lizard from No Way Home. Obviously, it can double as your Lizard from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie as well. I think they said they updated the legs. He's fully pinless. The arms. Not sure if there's bendy wire in the tail or not, but there's a new head sculpt. I'm not sure if I had the old original version of this. I gotta look up how the head sculpt looked on that. I wonder if you'll get both here. But again, this is an Amazon exclusive. We are getting close to rounding out the villains from the No Way Home movie. They did hint at the fact that we would see the rest of those villains at some point. I have been keeping up with those. I have Doc Ock. I have Green Goblin. Pretty sure I have Sandman as well. I don't think I opened Sandman or Doc Ock just yet. Actually, I don't think I opened any of them just yet. But I'm sure we will be getting Jamie Foxx's Electro in 2025. Then they had a little intermission of sorts where they did their 2024 top picks between the big three. You can see how that shook out. Then they came with the big reveals. Full X-Men wave. I guess this will be the first X-Men wave of 2025. Previously, we did see a teaser for Uncanny X-Force Nightcrawler. They have been hinting at continuing to give us updated versions of members from that team. I talked about this some time ago, how we kind of really only completed one version of the modern X-Force / Uncanny X-Force crew, and we need updates of quite a few characters. Being that they showed off Nightcrawler here, and since we know what the Build-A-Figure is for this wave, I'll get to that shortly. I'm assuming they're going to go with rounding out the team that was active and running around towards the end of that run. But yeah, Nightcrawler looks great. We know what the base buck is. We know that the articulation for this figure is going to be great. I love the gray and black costume, so that's dope. Then they showed off another first timer in the life of the Marvel Legends line, Husk. We knew that they would be trying to round out more Generation X characters. Hasbro's got a lot of teams brewing right now, but an interesting effect here, if you don't know, her power is that she can kind of take on the the physical attributes of some material that she may touch or come into contact with. So she can be like metal, like metallic, like Colossus or rubbery, or I don't know. But she basically will like tear off her skin to reveal whatever that material is. And I'm pretty sure in certain forms she can increase her strength, obviously when she's like in her metal form. But I kind of wish they would have done more in terms of the ability to kind of show off her power set with the accessories. But still, I'm with it. This one was kind of a surprise. I've been saying that I think we're going to get a Team X Wolverine for quite some time. I thought he would be part of whatever the next X-Men wave was, but they actually kind of came out of left field and they starting another team, and this is Extreme X-Men Wolverine. I didn't really love the Extreme X-Men run, but to be fair, I didn't really like fully read it and dive into it. So maybe if I go back to it now and check it out, it may be decent. I didn't really love the costumes from this run, but the completionist in me, the X-Men fan in me, I wouldn't mind having the full crew in their proper gear to match up here with Wolverine. But again, Extreme X-Men Wolverine looks very similar to Ultimate Wolverine, but this is not Ultimate Wolverine. Then we got a modern take on Cyclops here. Obviously, we're going to need Cyclops on this buck updated with all of the premier Cyclops uniforms. But the interesting thing about this figure is the effects. Brand new optic blast effect. Hopefully this one can actually be ported into some of the previous Cyclops figures that have the ability to port in the optic blast effect. Then they showed off one that was on my like 5-7 year bingo card here, and that is Marrow. I knew that they would be doubling back to like this 90s X-Men crew once we got Cable in his 90s costume, that sort of Marvel vs. Capcom costume. Another first timer in the life of the Marvel Legends line. You know, we did get Maggot and a few others from that era, so I do feel like at some point we will get a Cecilia Reyes figure, which was on my bingo card as well. Should be noted that some of the previous things revealed in Fabian Cortez and this Gambit that was showing off at Brazil Comic Con round out the figures for this wave. So those are all the individual figures in the wave. And once you collect the 7 figures in this wave, you may only need 6 though. To complete the bath, you will get a brand new updated Nemesis figure. Holocaust, if you're nasty. So again, this is the version of Nemesis that was one of the villains during the Uncanny X-Force run. You know, this look is quite different from the AOA original look, which I'm sure a lot of people still want an updated version of, because the last one that we had was when Hasbro had like first taken over the Marvel Legends license, and it's pretty bad. And I'm sure that everybody that owns that figure, the visor is broken on your figure. They snapped on every single version with everyone I know. I think I bought the whatever figure came with the head and the visor multiple times, like 4 or 5 times, and every time it broke. But anyway, this looks amazing. And as you know, I collect all the Build-A-Figures, so whole wave is a must cop for me. And then as always, they wrap things up with some teasers. Each of them had a teaser though. All of our community detectives have pretty much figured this out. I'm not sure what the Spider-Man webbing is going to be for exactly, but we do know that this staff looks like Adam Warlock's staff. It's been quite a while since we had an updated, nicely articulated Adam Warlock on the right buck. I could definitely see them utilizing the Vulcan buck for a brand new Adam Warlock. So a lot of people saying that this sort of black effect looks like it may be like the daggers that Archangel can kind of like throw, those projectiles that come off of his wings basically. And we know if they're trying to continue to round out the crew from that Uncanny X-Force run, that's a very good possibility that we'll get the kind of like possessed evil Archangel. I'm sure we'll get Wolverine, Apocalypse. Could never get enough Wolverine, right? But yeah, a very, very solid live stream. A lot of bangers. Very excited about 2025 in terms of Marvel Legends.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding. I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week. I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year. Yeah.